Today's presentation actually is two lectures kludged together. And the first is an effort to try to think about a missile driven competition that spans now into 2040. In other words, 10 to 20 years. I use 10 to 20 years because where I used to work, and I still get support, is the Office of Net Assessment at the Pentagon. That's the period of time they're most interested in. And it makes some sense because it takes 10 to 20 years to make a serious weapon system. And we're asking people to serve for up to 20 years. So trying to think about that period of time is what people doing policy analysis should be doing as well with regard to military things. In any case, one of the things that I stumbled into in talking to people in the private sector, big defense contracting outfits, and even within the Pentagon, is that there isn't much going on in the way of thinking about much beyond the next 5 to 10 years. And it's usually focused on, buying something or being some particular place. It's not really very big picture. So the whole point of non-governmental organizations, I think, is to do the things that you think the government should do or it claims it's doing that it might not be. So that the first lecture dimension of what I'm going to talk about comes out of a 2-year program to try to figure out what the competition driven by missiles might look like over the next 10 to 20 years, both defensively and offensively. The second topic actually is, I don't know that it kind of fits, but we'll see. And that is, what are the new vulnerabilities that civil nuclear plants might have in a world where there are missiles that are not only accurate, but sneaky in the sense that they can get through defenses? We're beginning to lift the veil on that just now. So, as I say, I'm not sure putting these things together is necessarily the most logical thing, but it might be useful, and you'll be the judge of that. So, what questions are we going to address? Let's take a look at that slide. All right, 3. You'll notice that it's 1, 1, 1. It should be 1, 2, and 3. It was late last night. I apologize. To what extent have past predictions about missile wars and precision guidance been realized? What new civilian targets might now be hit? And should we target them? Those are the 3 questions. And let's see what the brief answers are going to be. So you can see in advance where we're going. First, the predictions of the early 1970s regarding unopposed strikes basically have been realized. What are those? Well, that you're going to shoot once and you're going to be able to hit what you see, and that's going to increase the rate of fire, and it's going to shorten the duration of the initial part of your war, maybe just the whole war, and it should reduce the number of innocents that might get hit, or the collateral damage. Those things, I think, have been realized, but predictions relating to engaging with missiles defensively or in counterstrikes has not yet been validated, for the simple reason that up until recently, no one's ever shot these things at somebody that had really significant missile and air defenses or counterstrike capabilities. That is about to change. Okay, in answer to the question about what civil targets could be hit, anything that's stationary is the short answer that you can see, including ones that we'll examine sympathetic ones, such as nuclear power plants. And with the accuracy and the ability to get through defenses, what you can do with civil nuclear plants, what you can hold at risk now, is very different than it was just 25 years ago. And I have a little story, personal story to tell about that. But in addition to those kinds of targets, you should be able to hit lines of communications, roads, bridges, electrical grids, rail lines, uh, river choke points, and nodes of civil control. And we'll come back to that. Okay, should we hit these things? Uh, Perhaps, but not if such targeting occasions massive killing of innocents. So those, for those that want the gentleman's sea, we're done. You can go shut down and have dinner. For those that are curious to know what's behind these brief answers, we need to go to the next slide.